Anthony Davis suffered a knee injury, and it looked pretty bad. Turns out it's an MCL sprain, which is relatively good news considering how bad it looked, and many people were expecting it to be an ACL injury. But still, he's gonna miss a significant amount of time, and that's not gonna be good for the Lakers' season. So the initial report is that he'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks. That doesn't mean he'll be back in 4 weeks. That means in 4 weeks, they'll see what next steps to take. So even if it's the best case scenario and he's completely healed after 4 weeks, he's still gonna take some time after that to ramp up and get back into game shape. So he's gonna miss a decent chunk of games at a time when the Lakers are just starting to gain some chemistry with each other. Now we won't be able to see how this team looks fully healthy, at least for a while, if at all. We can't see what this team is really capable of. And not to mention the other injuries the Lakers are already dealing with and losing players to COVID protocols. I doubt this will happen, but I've heard some chatter about the NBA pausing because of the amount of cases they're having. I doubt it'll happen because they don't want to lose any money, and they're really making an effort to prevent it. Adam Silver himself said that's not their plan. But if the cases get so bad, it might have to come to that. The NHL is already pausing, so we never know what's going to happen. And that might actually be good for the Lakers and really the whole league. It'll give the players time to get out of quarantine and help players with other injuries like AD. But again, it's unlikely, so the Lakers will most likely be shorthanded for a lot of their games. And in these games, y'all gonna realize how much we need AD. I heard a lot of talk about trading AD, and you're about to see what life is like without AD. The defense that was already bad is about to get a lot worse without our best defender. I understand the frustration. He can be a bit passive, and as a superstar, you expect him to always be aggressive and look to get his. But he still does the little things, especially on defense, even if his shots aren't falling. And it's kind of annoying how people are getting mad at him for getting injured, calling him Mr. Glass or Anthony Data Davis or street clothes. It's one thing if the injury is due to poor conditioning, and last season it probably was. But it's a whole other thing when it's a freak accident like someone falling on your knee. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. But the one good thing coming out of this is that we're going to see a lot more of LeBron James at center. And that's something that has worked out pretty well so far this season. LeBron is able to see the opposition from that spot, and he's able to call out the plays. He's able to predict what the other team is running because his IQ is insanely high. He can then tell his teammates where they need to be, and they're able to get more stops that way. But at the same time, LeBron and Westbrook are going to have to carry the offensive load. And I don't know if we want these guys in their 30s to have that much of a burden. This team is not deep at all. It's built for the big three to do most of the heavy lifting. So when one of them is out, that messes the whole thing up. The supporting cast we have is not good enough to make up for the loss of Anthony Davis. That burden is going to have to be taken by LeBron and Russell Westbrook. Them having to carry that much of a load at this point in the season, yeah, they might get worn out by the time the playoffs come around. I hope that's not the case, but it looks that way. So I am low-key hoping for a pause in the season, mainly because it would benefit the Lakers. But really, it would benefit all the teams from a health perspective, and it would benefit us fans from the entertainment aspect. I mean, really, do you want to watch a whole bunch of G Leaguers play out there? But we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. Just gotta be thankful that things aren't as bad as they could have been.